everyone. My name is Megan Coleman, and I am happy to be joining you from Dallas, Texas. I'm starting to get into the spirit of the holidays, and I hope that you guys are too. And the class that we're going to be doing today is going to be a custom keepsake memory ornament. It can be all sorts of memories. It does not have to just be about concerts. But if anybody went to a Taylor Swift concert or a Jonas Brothers concert or even a Beyonce concert, and you have some memories that you want to keep, we would love to show you how to do that. So I'm a content designer at Michaels, which means that I help create some of the in-store classes. We have in-store classes in about 80 different Michaels stores right now, and hope to keep expanding so that hopefully we will be in every single one of the Michaels stores soon. So you can go ahead and switch to my other camera, Chanel. If you have questions, please go ahead and put them in chat. I see some people from South Carolina, from Florida, a couple people from Florida, from Los Angeles. So thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate that. So what you're going to need to have to make these custom keepsake ornaments is of course going to be a clear plastic ornament. I highly recommend plastic rather than glass. So this is the Make Market brand that's at Michaels. They're definitely on sale right now. We're filming this in November, so I don't know what they'll be later, but right now they're a really good price. This is one of the disc ones, so it's a little bit flatter. We also have the traditional globes. You can buy them in 4-packs. You can buy them individually. So if you want to make a lot of these, or if you just want to make one of these, you have lots of different options for that. I also recommend these small ones. So they don't have to be, this one, let's see, it's probably about 5 or 6 inches across. But just like a 2 or 3 inch one is really sweet also. So what kind of gave me the inspiration for this is I have a lot of nieces and nephews who got a chance to go to the Taylor Swift concert. And I have definitely been making bracelets like crazy just because I personally am obsessed with making bracelets. And so something nice and sweet to give as a gift maybe is to keep some of those bracelets that maybe you traded at the concert or got at the concert and put it into a nice, sweet little ornament for someone. So this one says, I'm in my concert era. So just as a sweet reminder of maybe this year and some of the good memories. So again, I said that you don't have to do this regarding concerts. So another sweet thing about these ornaments is really whatever you can stick through the top, you can put in here. So I was thinking another good idea would be to kind of have a keepsake from a trip I took with my sisters to the beach. So we went to Galveston, had a good time, and definitely picked up a couple of cute shells. So anything that you can fit through here, you can make into your keepsake ornament. I was also thinking I had a sister-in-law this year who wrote a book for the first time. So I was thinking about maybe Xeroxing some of the pages of her book and folding them up and stuffing them into one of these. So think way outside the box when it comes to the custom keepsake ornaments, because it doesn't have to just be bracelets. It can be whatever things you think would make a really meaningful gift to give to someone else to let them know, hey, I'm thinking about you. I know that you're interested in this, or just for yourself to kind of commemorate this year and maybe something fun or exciting that you did this year. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Besides your ornament, the other thing that I recommend is going to be some sticker letters. So there's lots of ways to do this. I find that painting paint pens can be a little messy, can be a little hard. Not everybody loves their handwriting. So I love to use the stickers because they're fast, they're easy, they're quick. Some of them are pretty forgiving and you can move them around a little bit. Another option is if you're a Cricut fan, if you have a Cricut machine, you could cut out something and then we could transfer that on here too and still be able to fill up this clear ornament. So you want a clear ornament, you want some stickers that have some letters, whatever you want to put into the ornament, you should have handy. And then you don't have to have this, but just kind of like a pro tip, I have a little bit of transfer paper. And again, if you don't have Cricut transfer paper, you can use other things. But what I'm going to use this for is kind of setting up my letters so that I can figure out how much space they're going to take to be able to kind of center this and make it look as nice as possible. So that's what I'm going to be using this little bit of transfer tape for. So this first ornament I'm going to make is going to be focused on like, I think a concert. So I have a Christmas tree behind me that has a couple that I've already made. So here's one that has some bracelets in it, and I can show you how to use some of this ribbon. This one I really love. And I'm going to show you how to make this sweet little bow too, because even if you don't have bracelets in here, I think this sweet little bow is really nice for pretty much any memory that you're going to stick into here. So I'll show you how to make that. I'll show you how to get everything inside, and I'll show you how to line up your letters so that everything looks nice and neat for a gift or for yourself. I'm going to cut off this price tag, and I'm going to get started on this one that's more of a disc shape. If you have questions, if I'm going too fast, if you'd like me to repeat something, go ahead and put it into the chat, and I'll try and keep track of that too. So you want to think about what you want this to say. So for this one, I think I'm going to go with 2023 memories. So I have 2 lines of text that I'm going to put on, and I'm going to use these stickers. They're Recollection, they're at the Michaels stores. They are a little bit puffy, so they're not paper. They're a little bit raised. I don't even know what they are, honestly, but I love these ones, and I think they end up showing up really, really sharp. So I'm going to use these, and I like them too because they have numbers and they have letters. Some of the packs just have numbers or just have letters, but this one happens to have both. So I'm a fan of that. And the trick with the transfer tape right now, this is just a little swatch of transfer tape. I'm going to take this sticky part of the transfer tape off. And I'm actually not going to use the transfer tape itself. I'm going to use the backing, because the backing is very slip slidey on purpose, because you want things to come off of that and be transferred onto whatever you're doing. So this is a good surface for me to line up my letters or line up my numbers. So I'm going to start off with the 2023, and I'm just grabbing the numbers I need. I don't have to have them perfect on this strip yet. I'm just kind of collecting everything that I want and putting it onto this backing paper. So if I want this to say 2023 memories, I can kind of get an idea of how big the numbers 2023 are going to be. Again, I really like these letters. They're puffy, and they are kind of, you can move them around a little bit more. The letters and stickers that are more like this are what I would call paper or foil stickers. And so once you put them down, they're really hard to get back up, which is a good thing because they'll stay on your ornament, but it's also a difficult thing when you're trying to rearrange things and put them in the places that you want them to be in. So once you kind of know about how much space it's going to take up, that can help you with your planning on your ornament. So what's also nice about this is you can kind of guide yourself and see where you think the center is. Obviously, when I only have these 4, the 0 and the 2 are going to be in the center. So when I transfer these on, I'm going to start with the center, and I'm going to start with the 0 and the 2, and I'm going to build out from the center. So if I have those 2 centered nicely, then where I put the other 2 is going to work out for sure. So far I have my center 2, and then I can add on the other 2. And these are pretty forgiving, so they're letting me kind of dance around a little bit and put them exactly where I want them. And this 3. So these puffy numbers and letters, they're recollections. There's different colors. I like this gold because I think it shows up really nicely on the ornament. And then the next thing I'm going to plan out is the word memories. So memories is much longer. You want to make sure that you spell it correctly. So you definitely want to lay it out before you permanently attach it to your ornament so that you don't have any regrets, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm going to spell out memories. I'm just collecting my letters at first. They don't have to be perfectly aligned, but I'm just going to collect the letters as I go, make sure that I have all the letters that I want in case I've already made some. Sometimes you have to look at what letters you have left and see what you can spell. That's okay too. So I'm just gathering all the letters. They don't have to be perfect yet. Making sure I can spell correctly is important. Where's my O? So I don't know if anybody is making along with me today, or if you just want to watch this video and enjoy it and go back and make on your own. But if you do make something, I'd love to see what you're making. So you can always tag us at Learn with Michaels or use the hashtag Learn with Michaels, and then I can see what you're up to and what you guys are creating as well. So I see a question in the chat that says, could I use the transfer tape to put the letters on the bulb? I'm horrible at spacing. I totally hear that and I understand. And the answer is yes, but with these letters that are puffy, you can absolutely use the transfer tape because the puffy letters, after you've transferred them on the transfer tape, are going to be able to be transferred. But I would not use these sticker or foil letters because once you put the transfer tape down, they're going to have a hard time coming back off the transfer paper. So if you are using these puffy letters, I have used the transfer tape with the puffy letters before and they work well. Or if you're using more of those cardstock kind of letters or the wood stock, I guess they're called, those would work too with the transfer tape, but I would not try to transfer the paper because they're definitely just going to get all sticky and not quite come out correctly. So if spacing is an issue, which it always is, this laying it out too is definitely going to help you. Because remember that even though you have a certain number of letters, obviously some of the letters like my I is so much smaller than the others. So you might not want to just split it down the middle because there's not going to be a lot of space between the two of these. So if you do have them in a line that you kind of like, you can get yourself a good picture of where you think you want it to be on your ornament. And you can kind of use transfer tape and other things that you have nearby to kind of give you a line if you really are worried about keeping it exactly straight. But remember, this is a gift from the heart. So I don't think it has to be perfect. I think you can do your best. And I think people will still really love the thought of it that you came up with that for them. So now that I have this, when I count, let's see, where's my middle? The O is my middle, but like I was telling you before, the I isn't very large and there's not going to be a lot of space like that. So what that means for my center is that these letters are probably not going to take up as much space as these letters. So I might want to move my O a little bit to one side. And when it comes to the 2023 that I already have, I'm just going to put it slightly. It's just slightly to the center. I might even move it over. Again, these puffy letters are a little forgiving and will let me pick it up. If they're the paper letters, once you put it down, it's going to be much harder to pick back up. So eyeballing the letter placement, I think, yeah. Or if you have like a piece of masking tape, you could try making yourself a straight line, and that would be easier to keep that grid too. The transfer tape, right now I have it sticky side up, but transfer tape, I don't know if you can see it on my camera, does have a nice grid to it too. And sometimes some of the backing papers from Cricut does have that graph too that can help you. So an easy way to mark out a grid that can be removed or erased, I think, would be using the sticky side of your transfer tape up and using that grid and kind of keeping track of it. Or I used this before too, where I put my backing paper and put the sticky part down here, and then you can kind of keep track of that as you're putting it onto the backing paper too. So these are good questions, and these are some good tips for all of us to try and do what we can to keep it as straight as possible. I'm always going to be starting from the center and working out on the sides, and then I can kind of keep deciding if I need to fill up more space or less space as I go. But I've already done a test run, and I know that my memories is definitely going to fit. It's just a matter of taking each one of these stickers now and putting them into the right place. So I didn't put the O directly in the center because I know that the I isn't going to take up much space. So that's why I did that. And I'm peeling these letters off the backing paper, which is super easy. because it's so slippery. And I'm just going to be able to try to keep them as straight as I can in the line. There we go. I'm going to keep building out. And you can decide if you want these to arch or if you want to try to keep them in a straight line. You might want an arch, especially if you have a longer word that you're trying to fit onto the ornament. You might want it to arch. I have my S coming up. I'm just going to place that as best I can. And then I'm going to build out the other way too. The M's are pretty big, so they're going to take up quite a bit of space. I'm liking this so far. It looks really sharp. And here's my E. And my M. And I'm just going to keep positioning these, making sure I like where they're at. You can check it with your grid. You can check it with a piece of paper to see my E is not quite as straight as the rest of them. So maybe I'm going to pull that one down a little bit. And these puffy stickers are letting me pull them up and pull them back down. But you're going to have to just give it a one-shot go with the paper or the foil stickers. I'm going to scoot this S in a little bit more. And I really like that. So I think that looks really nice with these puffy letters. And once you have whatever saying you want to, you might have something in the front and you might have something in the back. So maybe in the front it says a family name and on the back it says a date. Maybe you welcomed a sweet baby into the world this year. And so maybe it's the baby's name in the year, the date, or some of those stats from when they were born, how tall, how much they weigh, things like that, just to kind of keep that memory alive. And every time you put it on the tree, you'll have that story to retell. So now the ornament top has wire in it. So if you can squeeze this a little bit, it's going to help you take that wire out. So these are a little bit squeezable. And so you can take that wire top off, and then you have enough space to be able to throw in some bracelets. Like I told you, I've been obsessively possibly making bracelets like crazy. I did go see the Taylor Swift movie and I absolutely loved it. So I made sure I had plenty of bracelets to trade with other people at the movie. So I am in my Evermore stage here with some different Evermore songs. And if I want those to be in my bracelet, it's really nice to be able to just kind of fold these bracelets in half and be able to put them into the top. The top is almost the size of a quarter. So whatever you think you can fit in from the size of a quarter, you should be able to put into this. And I kind of like how it ends up coming to the bottom of my bracelet keeper, my memory keeper. But if you don't like the look of that, or if you think it looks too empty, there's some other options. So we have some of this paper shred that you can use in gift wrapping. You could also stick some of this in here just to kind of fill it, but without making it too terribly heavy, because if you put in too many bracelets or too many memories, it's definitely going to be too heavy for your tree. So maybe something like this with like the paper filler, or I think I had some Mylar before too, for tissue paper. If you're using some tissue paper or some Mylar in some of your gift wrapping, you can always crinkle some of that up. It might also help you be able to see the letters and the words even better. So I love having a little bit of this extra festivity into my ornament. And I'm just going to keep filling it with a couple of things. And then I'll show you how to put the ornament top back on, and I'll show you how to make a sweet bow for it as well. So I'm pretty happy with the way that this is turning out so far. I like that I have a little bit of my bracelets as my memories from watching that movie with my friends, and then also some of that little shred just to give it a little festive feeling. And then I am going to squeeze the top of this ornament back together, these two prongs. If you can kind of get some of that, you just got to clear this first part by squeezing it together. and then you should be able to snap that back on. Now the top part is like almost like aluminum foil. It's pretty thin. So be careful when you're putting it back on that you make sure all those little pegs are on the outside. And if you accidentally got any on the inside, you can always pull it back and fix that. So now that I've closed up my memories, I'm going to show you how to make a sweet bow for the top of this. So this is what I have so far. If you have any questions or if you have anything else you want to add, or if you want to tell me what memories you're keeping in your keepsake memory ornament today, that would be awesome. So the next thing we're going to do is make a sweet little bow. So lots of different choices. During Christmas, I love when Michaels has this assortment of all kinds of different Christmas ribbon. I will buy one of these tubes and use it and use it and use it and use it. So I highly recommend. I think I'm going to take some gold ribbon since that's kind of my theme here. And I'll see how much I cut, but I think it's probably going to be about maybe 6 to 8 inches. I'm a little bit used to eyeballing it, so I don't think I've ever tried to measure it, but we'll see. Doing a bad job of opening this too, but that's okay. I'm sure there's a better way. Oh, there we go. Getting this protective wrapper off so that I can get to the good stuff. There we go. Sorry about that, ribbon. All right. So let's see. I think I am probably at about 8 inches, and I'm going to cut this. And if you have ribbon that has a direction, what I mean by that is if one side has a pattern and the other side is like the bad side or a blank side, that's going to matter. So I'm going to show you using this one first, I think. Because you want the pattern to show, you don't want the bad side of the ribbon. So on this one, this has a pattern and this doesn't. So I'm going to cut 8 inches of this and I'm going to show you on this one first, and then I'll do my bow again so that you can see that process one more time. So I have about 8 inches and I want to find the center by folding it in half, and I can kind of keep track of where that center is. And then here's all you need to do. It's not that hard. You're going to take this right-hand side and you're going to bring it to the center with a little bit hanging down. You're going to bring this left-hand side. You're going to bring it to the center with a little bit. And you can see how that's already starting to make our bow. And then the only thing we need is a little bit of wire, or a little bit more of the bow if you don't have any wire. And we're going to keep that together to make this bow. So I'm grabbing just a little piece of wire for myself. I think I'm cutting about 3 inches of wire, which is more than enough. And I'm going to pinch it together at that place where everything overlaps. So I'm pinching it together and taking this kind of like a twist tie. And twisting. Keep it nice and tight towards the center. Twisting that wire. Then I'm going to go back and fluff my bow. And I love it. This is an adorable, sweet little bow that can go on the top of one of your smaller ornaments or on one of your larger ornaments. And I still have a little bit of that extra wire from having twisted it that I can wrap around. I can put it on this part of the ornament, or I can put it around the lip of the ornament. You can add some more if you want some little tendrils to come down. You can cut the ribbon longer than the 8 inches if you want these to be longer tails. So I'm going to do that whole process one more time so that you can see that. So this is 8 inches of ribbon. I'm finding the center. Probably before I even start, I should have a little bit of my wire cut and ready to go. And I'm going to cut the wire a little bit longer, maybe more like 5 inches this time, because I want it to go around the top of the ornament. So here's my wire. or here's my little bit of wire. Here's my little bit of ribbon, about 8 inches. I found the center by folding it over. I'm putting my finger here at the center. I'm going to take the right-hand side and I'm going to fold it over, make a little loop, and make some that crosses that center spot that I was marking. I'm going to take the left-hand side. I'm going to pull it over. It's going to overlap. And I want to try and make sure that my loops are the same size. And I want to try and make sure that my tails are pretty close to the same size. But if my tails aren't the same size, that's okay because I can trim those down. It's not okay if the loops aren't the same size. You can't fix that. And then I'm going to lift this up. You can see how it's already a nice bow, but I'm going to kind of scrunch it so that I can put this wire around it as tightly as I can. And I like to twist my wire to keep it as tight as I can. There we go. Make sure your bow still looks pretty. Love it. And if it's starting to fray like mine, you can always cut it down a little bit, or you can add some more. Maybe I'll do that. I'm going to add some tails. So this piece I'm cutting now, I'm going to cut about the same amount, but I'm only going to use it for tails. So I'm going to stick it into the wire. You can do it lots of different ways, but I'm just going to go ahead and wire this into the back. So I folded it in half. I'm putting it behind where my knot is. And then I'm just going to twist this in to give myself a nice tail, since my other one was starting to shred a little bit. Then you have some extra little tails, and then I don't mind cutting this down a little bit more, kind of get rid of some of that. Love it. Then you have a little bit more pizzazz with this bow. And I do have a longer wire this time that I cut more like 5 inches instead of 3 inches so that I can wrap it around. And I can go ahead and make it its way all the way around. Where's my other tail? Oh, no, there it is. And you can position these and get them into the place. The wire is going to help you be able to get those into the place that you want them to be in. And you can have a really sweet bow on your really sweet ornament to give to someone. Ornaments are also great to put on top of gifts, or if you're bringing some sort of like hostess gift, like maybe a bottle of wine or something to someone's house for a dinner. It's nice to have a sweet little ornament maybe on the top of that just as a thank you. Cool. So I went ahead and put the wire on the top part because I wasn't really fitting it on the width of that. But I like the way that this turned out. And then if you don't have tree ornament hangers, you might also want to cut a little bit of ribbon at the top to be able to hang it onto your tree. So I'm still using about 8 inches, and I'm just going to go ahead and thread this through the top. And I'm going to tie a nice tight bow, or not bow, but just a knot here at the top. I'm going to pull that as tight as I can. Awesome. And then I want to go ahead and, after I make sure that that knot is nice and tight and secure, I can cut down these ends to make them look a lot nicer. Perfect. And then we have our ornament, and we already have something to hang it with. So I can add that to my Christmas tree. So that was our first keepsake ornament. I did this with some memories from a concert or from a movie. I don't know if you noticed, but I saw Barbie this year too. I loved it. I am a huge Dolly Parton fan, so I have some Dolly Parton bracelets. So anything you love, or anything the person you're making this for that you love, should go into your little memory keepsake. So gather some things that make you happy, throw it into an ornament, maybe put some stickers on it, make a sweet bow, and you're good to go for either an ornament for yourself or an ornament for a friend. I'm going to go ahead through the process a little bit more, just in case anyone wants to stick around and ask me some questions, you can. I'm going to work with this one that I have some sand in. And I want to tell you another idea that I kind of had the other day too. If you can find some, I have some of these little tags that have like maps and stuff. So maybe if you want to mark something as like a travel, I know a lot of people that went to Italy this year or finally got out of the house because, you know, they felt a little bit safer to go travel and they got to go to some really cool places. So you can do this in lots of ways. You can cut it into kind of shreds and you can put it in. So maybe you went to a really special beach somewhere and you kind of want to have some of these map pieces and you want to have some of those shells or some of that sand in there. You can kind of gather all of those memories into one place. Or another thing I was thinking about is maybe if you take one of these, this can be paper that you have. This can be an actual copy of like a passport. It can be an actual copy of a map of a special place that you really care about or you really gives you a good memory. I'm going to fold this back and forth kind of like a fan just to get some interesting design. And then I might even fold it in half again. And I kind of have like a fanned out sort of place. And I can easily stick this into this ornament as well. And it can pop out almost like a seashell and just add a little bit of interest. If you have somebody that you love and you want to keep track of like their handwriting, it's so nice to have somebody write something like I love you, or maybe you write I love you to someone else and stick it into the ornament. That's such a nice keepsake and that's such a sweet gift to give to someone. So I'm just kind of folding up some decorative map pieces of paper to make this beach ornament. You can put in, oh, I've seen ones too where people take a ribbon and measure how tall their kids are and then put that ribbon into here and say in 2023 you were this tall, and maybe next year or the year after they can pull it out and see how much they've grown. So I love that idea too. There's so many fun things to do with these clear ornaments. So I would love to see what you're working with and what you're creating over there. So please feel free to tag us at Learn with Michaels or use the hashtag Learn with Michaels so that I can take a look at whatever you are creating. So I think I'm good with what I'm putting in here. I have some nice sand, I have some shells, and I have some cool map-like paper. And then I'm going to use my transfer paper tip again. If you don't have transfer paper, sometimes the stickers, what they come on, so like the one that I was using before with these puffy stickers, it's just as good. It's slip slidey. So you can use the back of it because it's very slidey and very forgivable and you can lay things out. You could even use the lines that are already there. So that's another tip that you can use. I think on this one, I'm just going to spell out beach. I will use paper letters this time, so I hope that I get it right because these ones are going to be a little hard to fix once you put them down. So I'm collecting the letters that I want for to spell out the word beach. Hopefully. I might have lost maybe. Oh, there it is. I'm finding my letters to spell out beach. And this time I'm using more of these foil or paper stickers. And I'm putting them along this line that I have with my transfer paper. And the backing paper is what I'm sticking it to so that I can pull it back up easily. I'm going to see how much space this is going to take up. And since I do have a smaller ornament, I want to make sure that it's going to fit nicely. See if I need to curve it or see if it's going to fit across the way I want it to. So I've spelled out my word and then I can kind of, oh, that'll look nice, and decide where I want that. And then because all of these letters are spaced pretty similarly, I'm going to go ahead and pick the middle letter and I'm going to start there. And I'm going to put it a little top, a little higher to the top than exactly in the center, because I know that a lot of this is going to fall to the bottom, and I want you to be able to read the word towards the top. So a little closer to the top and as close to the center as I can. And since that letter, wow, is my center letter, I can build out from there. So I'll put my C on the other side. And I'll keep going, adding these letters. This A is falling for me. If your letters are falling off, or if you're having a hard time keeping them in the right place, you can use a spray adhesive too, and it should still be able to stick and stay. Or some double-sided tape might help me, maybe even a little dab of glue to keep that in the right place, just because that one's having a little bit of trouble staying. But I like this. So I have my beach word. You can put the date, you can put what beach you were at, you can put a location, whatever you want to make this your keepsake ornament, to keep that special memory close to your heart. And then I will go ahead and make one more bow. Let's see. I'm gonna use some of this green. There we go. And I'm gonna cut about 8 inches again. And I'm also gonna go ahead and cut myself a little bit of wire. About 5 inches of wire will work. Oops. Cutting just a little bit of wire. And with your bow, if you have a good side, you want the good side to be facing down. You're gonna find the center. So I'm folding it in half to find the center. And then you're gonna take the right-hand side and you're going to loop it over and make it cross right here at the center. Take the left-hand side, loop it over and make it cross at that center. You can adjust if you need to make sure that your 2 loops are the same size. And then you want to take that little bit of wire and you want to go across here and pull it to the back and twist this as tight as you can. Keep your little bow. So I put it as close to this ribbon as I possibly can and twist it as tightly and as close as I can to make our sweet bow. Make sure that we like it, that it's still pretty even. And then I do have enough, because this is the smaller. Because this is a smaller ornament, then I can attach this to the top. And if you have a little bit of spray adhesive, you can keep that sealed so that those won't fall away. And then I'm just going to attach this on. What's this? And if you need something else to hang it with, you can, or if you have an ornament hook, you can go ahead and stick that ornament hook on there. These letters are just not being very good to me right now. There we go. and a little bit of spray adhesive will keep my beach word on my ornament, and I can pull it back out next year too and be happy with what I have. So I'm excited to see what kind of ornaments you made. If you have any with some concert bracelets, or if you have any with bracelets from just things with words that you love and things that you enjoy. But I would love to see what you make. And I'm so glad that you came and joined me today to craft. So thanks for coming. I'll see you again soon.